Hi guys, I'm Peggy and I am growing a cut flower garden here on my allotment in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan, which is just south of Tokyo in USDA Zone 9B. Thanks for checking out my channel. Okay guys, we're here. Yay! We are on the last day of February, which is officially my frost date, my last frost date. So I should be getting ready to put stuff in the garden, and if you saw my last video from last week, you'll know that I am really ready to get stuff into the allotment. But I'm kind of hesitating. The weather looks great. I've looked on my weather app and it says that that's it. We're not going anywhere near zero anymore. We're all done. But 2 days ago it snowed, and the weatherman didn't tell us it was going to snow. It just suddenly got really cold and it started to snow. And I'm a bit nervous about putting stuff out and it all dying because a hard frost comes. So I'm a little bit reluctant, not so reluctant, but I'm just going to hold off a couple of days and not quite go in as fast as I thought I would. And instead I am being a good gardener and I am taking the time to do something which I don't usually do. And that is I'm hardening off my seedlings. For me, hardening off your seedlings, it was just one of those things that was kind of easy to skip, and I never really lost a lot, I guess because I was planting later in the year as well. It wasn't so cold, it wasn't such a harsh transition for my plants. My garden isn't particularly windy, so they don't have to put up with that. It is just more the cold. So I didn't bother doing it. But after putting my sweet pea in the garden too early and them getting frozen basically, and not liking it and not surviving, I am reluctant to put anything else in. So I am being good and I am hardening off my seeds. Yes. Morning, guys. Good morning. Okay, so for about the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I have been coming out really early every morning and just opening up my seed starter pod thing here. I've been opening that up and letting these guys get a little bit of the cooler weather and just some air going through them as well. But they're still protected from the wind. And they have been seeming to like that. They're not disliking it anyway. Then just the last week or so, I have been taking out some of my seedlings, my snapdragon seedlings. I have been taking out and setting them up on the deck so that they get a little bit more air circulation and a bit of the cooler air and a little bit of access to the wind. So I'm going to do that now. Come on guys, out you come. They live. It's my stock. They're ready, big and tall to go in. This is obviously a much sunnier spot. The sun is right in my eyes. So this not only gets them used to a slightly colder air and a little bit of wind, although there's not a little wind today, it also gets them used to the much brighter sunshine, which is what they're going to need to get used to in my allotment because it's going to get hot here pretty damn fast. So this just gets them used to the sunlight, and I am going to leave these guys out here all day. And then at night time I have been putting them back in again, but I've been doing this for a while now, so I think I might try and put these guys out overnight. So still in my seed pod, you can see I've got the things that I seeded just recently, and obviously these are nowhere near ready to go. This is my drumstick scabious I'm noticing is coming up today. That's new, they weren't there yesterday. And my crimson clover has started to come up as well. Everything else, not so much. It's looking a bit dry, so I'm going to give them some water. But I'm also just going to close up the pod again and keep the humidity in for these guys. Because they're still just starting. I want to keep it nice and humid. Now, as I said, I've been doing this, moving them in and out of their little pod for about the last week. So last night I decided that I would try and leave my cornflower out because it is by far the biggest, strongest looking plant in here. So I decided to leave my cornflower out overnight and kind of mixed results. These ones at the front have done fine. These guys look okay. In fact, they're starting to get more of the kind of cornflowery, kind of spiky flowery bits on. Not flowers, foliage. But quite a few at the back are not looking quite so happy. So I don't know if maybe I was a bit early putting them out overnight, which is why I'm not quite sure if I should leave it another couple of days before I do it with those ones. Maybe just let it get a little bit warmer. I am desperate to get onto the allotment though. And one, oh hello. Oh, stone tea, thank you. It's yum, thank you. Very good waitressing. Yeah, one of the reasons I am desperate to get this stuff onto the allotment is that I need the room in here. I have so many seeds started on my living room windowsill that I can't start my March seeds because I've got nowhere to put them. So I need to get my February seeds out into here so I can start my March seeds inside. But that transition from the cozy warm windowsill with the underfloor heating out to here is going to be quite a jump. So I've been hardening those off as well. So this is my living room windowsill, and as you can see, it is covered in seeds, and I need to get these out and into that pod. So luckily this window opens right up, and this is what I've been doing with them every day, is I've been opening the window right up for a little bit of time. I mean, the air was still quite cold, so it's not been too long, but just slowly getting these guys used to a slightly colder temperature, a little bit of the wind and a little bit of the chill, and it doesn't seem to be doing them any harm. And I'm actually thinking it's probably better for them because it gets so hot in Japan that these windows actually have a UV cut filter on them. So these guys haven't been getting quite as much sunshine as maybe they would want to. So I have these like this every day just for a couple of hours, and I will continue doing that until they are ready to go out into the seed pod, which hopefully will be next week, and then I can start getting my March seeds ready. Yay! And that's basically all I can do, is just keep moving these guys in and out. Because some of the cornflower looks like it didn't really enjoy last night, I'm going to leave that there. I don't need that many cornflower. I did plant way too many, and this is the reason why you plant way too many. So the ones that are doing okay are pretty much as many as I need. So I'm actually just going to leave them there and see if they'll get a bit stronger over the next few days. The nights are rapidly getting warmer. I mean, it's like a 6-degree shift. We've gone from 0 to 6 degrees at night. And it's only going to go up from there. So I'm going to leave them out. I'll keep these ones in overnight just for another couple of days, and then start to harden them off overnight as well, hopefully getting them in the garden next week so that I can start everything else. And that's it. It's just a game of hot seats, I guess. Just keep moving everything around. In other news, I picked my first anemone today. This is them just cut. I haven't arranged them yet, but look how beautiful they are. I will put pictures of what I do with these up on my Instagram page if you want to check that out, which is From the Witch's Garden. But yeah, they're beautiful. Not very long stems on some of them, and then this one is really long, and this one actually isn't from here. This is a spare one that I planted around the side garden, which doesn't get anywhere near as much light, and this one has obviously been stretching to get the light and therefore has a much bigger, longer stem on it. So, you know, maybe sometimes growing in a shady spot is actually a good thing if you're growing them for cut flowers. Are you watering the flowers with the fish? Yeah. Fishy. But that is all from me today. Next week I will be down on the allotment, getting the allotment garden prepped and starting to get this in and putting my dahlia tuber back in the ground as well, which I'm very excited for. So if you want to come along and watch that, remember to hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!
Bye!